This video is about practical number 12 of programming in C language subject. We have to write a program to implement following math functions: fmod, sqrt, pow, exp and round. Let us straight away move to the programming environment. Here, as usual, the first statement is inclusion of header file stdio.h. The next thing I have to do is to include the one more header file math.h, and the purpose of including the header file is I have to perform mathematical operations by using standard library functions, and those standard library functions are the part of this header files. That's why to use those functions in my program I have to include the math.h file in my program. It is followed by writing the void main function, and the body of main will be written here. The first function that I am going to write is fmod. So fmod function will return me the remainder after performing the division, and that remainder will be in floating point. So I will straight away write the printf, and inside the printf the value to be returned by the function is floating point, hence I have written %f, and I will use the math function here. Say I have to perform the division of 14 and 13, and after performing division I have to have remainder as my answer. So fmod will help me to calculate the remainder in floating point form. So when 14 is divided by 3 4s are 12, so 4 is the quotient and 14 minus 12, that is 2, is the remainder. Let us see what result we get after the execution of the program. So here you will see that 2.0 is my answer. So I have obtained a remainder in the form of floating. Change the numbers. First number is minus 15 and second is say 2. Now what will be the answer for this? So we have obtained -1 as a floating point remainder. So whenever the first number is in negative, that sign is taken as a sign of the answer. So no doubt 15 divided by 2, the remainder is 1, but as the sign of first number, that is 15, is minus, so my answer is -50. So this is all about the fmod function. One more thing I would like to tell you, that in C language we have also gone through one operator which was called as remainder operator, and that was the percentage operator. Percentage operator help us to return remainder as a result. Then what is the difference between this percent operator and fmod function? The first thing is, in percent operator we get result in the form of integer, and as far as fmod function is concerned, we get the result as a floating point remainder, So that is the difference. Let us move to the next function, which is finding the square root of a number. I have to find the square root of a number, and that number is to be written inside the function sqrt. 3 is the number whose square root is to be found. So I will write 3 inside the sqrt function, compile the program and verify whether I am getting the correct result or not. So the square root of 3 is 1.732. In a similar way, I can have a floating point number also whose square root is to be found. Say 23.78 is the number whose square root is to be found. In that case also I am going to get the answer in the floating point form. So the answer I have got is 4.876474. This is all about the sqrt function, which returns the answer in double form. Remember that mathematical functions returns the answer in double form. For my convenience I am printing that result in floating point number. The next thing is third function, which is the power function. Say I have to find x raised to y, then I will use POW function and I will supply the arguments as x comma y. As usual, the answer I am going to get is in floating point number. So percent %f is written. It is followed by the function POW. It is followed by the base comma exponent. So this will help me to find 2 raised to 3. 2 to the power 3. 2 to the power 3 is 8. So the answer which I have obtained is 8. That is correct. If you want to find the power of a floating point number, then also this function will work. Say I have to find the square of 23.5. Compile the program and then observe the result in output window. So this is the result, 552.25. So this is all about the power function. The next function that I am going to use is the exponential function. The result will of course be printed in a floating point number, and the syntax for the function is exp, means e raised to something, and that power is to be mentioned here. Say I have to find e raised to 2. Hence I will write 2 inside the bracket of exp function. This will give me e to the power 2, and e to the power 2 comes to be 7.38. We know the value of e, and if e raised to 1 is taken, then it will straight away give me the value of e itself, because any number raised to 1 will be that number itself. So the value of e is 2.718282. That is all about the exp function. The last function is the round function. I have to round a number. Say the number to be round is 23.56. So this number when rounded should return me 24 as a answer. So 24 is the answer. What does it mean? So whenever the fraction part is 0.5 or more than 0.5, it will return the next integer, that is 24. And if it is less than 0.5, say it is 23.16, then obviously I am going to get the 23 as my answer. Let's verify it. So 23 is the answer. So that is all about the round functions. So till now we have gone through fmod, sqrt, pow, exp and round function. There are many more functions in C language which are the part of math.h library, and few additional functions are given here. First one is ceil. It is followed by floor, log, log10, sine, arc sine, that is a sine, ffps, that is absolute value. So we will go through them one by one. Let us return to the C and IDE. The first function I am going to explain is ceil function. So what does ceil function do? It rounds up. It rounds up. So it returns a value which is the next higher integer. Ceil is the function, and inside the bracket I have written 2.34. So I have to find the ceil value of 2.34. So it will round to the next higher integer, and the higher integer or immediately higher integer which is greater than 2.34 is obviously 3. So 3 is the result. What if I take the value as a negative value? Say the negative value is minus 34.46. Can you guess what will be the result? What I am going to get? I am going to get a immediately higher integer value. Immediately higher integer value. So which value is higher than the given value? It is minus 34. It is minus 34. So that's why I have got the answer as minus 30. So it works both on positive as well as negative number. So in short, ceil function rounds up the value to the next higher integer. One more function is there which is floor, and this function rounds down the value. It rounds down the value to the next lower side integer. So when I write 11.34 as a number whose floor value is to be found, then when 11.34 is rounded down, what I am going to get? So I will get the answer as 11. So on the downside, on the lower side, it has been rounded. It also works with the negative value. Say minus 64.34 is the value, and I have to find a rounded down value. Means the answer should be the integer value which is less than minus 63.34. And which value, integer value, is immediately less than minus 67.34? Obviously, I am going to get 68 as a minus 68 as a answer, because minus 68 is the lower than minus 63.34. So that is all about the floor function. So it rounds down. Ceil rounds up, floor rounds down. Let us move to the next part where logarithmic functions are there. I have to find the log of the number 15. So I will write log 15. And which type of logarithm I am going to get here? I am going to get the logarithm of type natural logarithm. Natural logarithm means log to the base e. Let us verify the answer. Log 15 is 2.708050. Next is, if I want to find the common logarithm. Common logarithm means I have to have the base 10 logarithm, which is also called as a common logarithm. Then I will just write 10 after the word log. So log 15 to the base 10, let's find. It comes to be 1.176091. So in this way, log will find natural logarithm and log 10 will find common logarithm. These are also the parts of math.h library of function. When I have to find sine, cos or tan of an angle, then I have with me sine, cos, tan functions. One thing I have to remember here, that sine, cos, tan, this function takes the value of an angle in radian form. Suppose I have written sine 30. It should return me the value of sine 30. But what answer I am going to get? I have received the answer as minus 0.988032. You may be wondering that actually sine 30 is 1 by 2, that is 0.5. But when the angle is in radian, here the angle is in, when the angle is in degree, you are going to get 0.5. But here the angle is in radian. That's why I have got answer as minus 0.9. Now what if the angle is entered in a degree instead of radian? In that case, what I have to do? I have to multiply it by pi by 18. So this will convert the degree into radian. For that purpose, I have to have one declaration at the top side, which is constant, the double data type. Pi is a constant value and the approximate value of pi is 3.1415 593. So 30 radian is now converted into 30 degree by multiplying it by pi by 18. In this case, the angle is converted into degree, hence I should receive 0.5 as a answer. Let's see what happens. So I have got 0.5 as an answer because I have converted the angle in radians into equivalent degree. So this thing should be remembered. This thing should be remembered. Same is the case with cos tan. If I want to find arc sine means sine inverse, then in that case, inside the bracket, you have to write the value whose arc sine is to be found. I have written 0.5, I have written 0.5, then the answer is which I am going to get is 0.5235. Again, it is in radian. Say I want to treat this as a in degree form, then obviously what I have to do, I have to multiply it by 180 divided by pi. 180 divided by pi. So it will convert degree into radians. Let's see what happens. So sine inverse of 0.5. I am going to get the answer in degree form, and obviously the answer is 29.99. Approximately it is 30 degree. So this is the way in which a sine can be used. Let us move to the last part of this video, where the absolute value of a particular number is to be found. Absolute value is nothing but a positive equivalent of that value, means the number is converted into positive if the value is given in negatives. The value entered is minus 12.89. Absolute value of minus 12.89 is going to be plus 12.89. Hence, the result obtained is plus 12.89. That's it. For now, we have gone through all the mathematical functions which falls under the category of library functions, which are a part of math.h library. Thank you.